Up, everybody? Welcome to the Great Crypto Crazy Cowboys channel. I'm going to make a little sidetrack video today. We're doing a video on commodities, a little change of pace. I'm looking at copper, March futures of copper. And to do that, you just type in your HG up here in your ticker column. So if you don't have anything, I like to just type in HG for the copper and then click your little arrow and then find your month right here and then select that. I always add it over here too, that way, same way in my watch list, especially once I'm in a trade. I'm watching these other two right here, commodities also. This is about all I have left in my crypto portfolio as of yesterday, because I cleaned house pretty good. So anyway, watching copper, and so my theory on the day chart, it's on an 8 count. That's not great. Weekly, you're on bar 1, I believe, of up action. Yeah, I'll log in that later, I guess. But so that's not great odds. You're already down quite a bit on this 8 bar. But I'm watching the Dixie, the dollar, and at least on a 1-hour chart, it's going down. So I think this could trail down, maybe 4 or 5 hours at least, down to the top of this cloud, maybe. Maybe this 103.38. That's my theory for now, unless some kind of news event or something, changes up the economic policy off of what the Fed announced yesterday. It looked like the market didn't like it too good. If you look at the S&P, when the announcement came out, what was it, about 1:30, 2:30? It was right around 3 o'clock Central Time. The market sold off pretty hard. You can see all these red candles straight down, went down to a 9 count at about 4 o'clock. And they started bouncing after hours. Now, I don't know what it'll do today. I may watch it today too, put it on the watch list just to kind of see what it's doing. I mean, for now, that's technically closed. Let's see, I guess it closed right here. So technically it's gapping up, I believe. If you go to futures on FinBiz, yeah, S&P, pretty much everything's green. The Dow's down just a smidge on the futures, but yeah, copper's down today. Normally you don't want to be going long when something's going down, but it's been really hot. I could be getting a little carried away, but I'm just thinking I'm probably not going to hold it much more than a day on this trade. I just like the 1-hour setup. Now my 4-hour is not perfect. It's on a -4, but it is bouncing. So if you look at your stochastic, your RSI, the Williams percent R on the 4 count, I've got this set on a 4-bar setting on Williams percent R. So that gives me a shorter term up and down swings on this indicator. Normally that would be on a 14. Daily it works really good on telling you what's going on. It's already topped out daily and headed down, but it's going to follow your price action really close. So that doesn't surprise me, but I'm just betting on a little short-term bounce. Might get 1 to 4 bars, ideally. We've already got 2, so I'm hoping possibly if we get around this cloud, let me move this up so you can kind of see your 618, your Fibonacci retracement off of this entire move almost. I didn't fib this part because I figured that was manipulation, but so you can see the high volume right here. This was what, yesterday? No, that was 8 o'clock this morning. Wow, man, that's done. Today? No, today's the 1st. Okay, so yeah, that was yesterday, 8 o'clock. At 8 o'clock in the morning yesterday. So it sold off pretty good yesterday. Might be a little too much, too fast, in my opinion, but so it was due for a little technical bounce anyway. How much? I don't know. I mean, guess we'll find out. But somebody's supporting this price down here. Ideally, I've got a stop loss in right here. If I'm wrong, it gets me out. I think I'll lose $300 or something. It's not cheap, but at least it's better than losing $1,000 or $10,000. But so what I'm hoping is maybe the next hour or two, maybe 3 hours, it'll get around this cloud and hopefully trace back up to right here on the shelf, right here on this cloud. That would get me roughly around 389.70. If you do your little drop down, your exact cloud shelf will show up right here on this red part. It'd be 389.73 would be the exact decimal place. But so that's how I try to find my targets. You throw your Fibonacci first, and then I'm using this cloud, Ichimoku cloud, to try to find a good support or resistance zone for my price target. If you don't have access to the TD sequential, then that I think that's a pretty good rule of thumb to help you try to find. And you've also got your baseline coming in right here. Let's see where it's at right now. It's at 389.78. So if that continues to go sideways, that tells me should do pretty good. So I got in close to this 4-bar moving average. It was around 386.15 is what my price that I bid. Got it at 387 now. So what I like on NinjaTrader is you can come over here, type in your ticker up here, put one contract, type in the price you got, and then you have to change this to, by default it's on ticks, and you want to change that to value. This is on ninjatrader.com. This is their web version of their trader series or software, whatever you want to call it. And then you can just type in over here how much you're willing to lose for your stop loss. So normally I would put $1,000 right here, and that will give you your exact price of and I'll just do it, show you. See, it changes your price. So I could put in my stop loss at 3.8215, and that would be $1,000 stop loss. So I'm not really willing to lose that today for a day trade. I'm just thinking, I can just throw in that 3 1/4, and if I get it, I get it. If I don't, not the end of the world. But I think it's decent odds, of it going up. Coming off that 9 count, it looks like it's pretty strong. You've got 2 strong bars coming up. You never really know for sure. And there again, that's why my mentor says always use a stop loss. So I'd probably come up here, draw another trend line, for my target. If you wanted to get it exactly, where you have it, I think mine's 389.70. Could even type in target on there, and you could even throw in an alert on it if you want to. No, that didn't work. How did I do that? Add alert. Here we go. Crossing up once per bar. See if I hit my target. Fill. Create. Got your alarm. I also want to know if I get stopped out. If I get busy today or something. I got a bunch of errands I got to run later. Stopped out. So now I got alerts set on both of them on the trade. I set it, forget it. It either works or it don't. Now if this went against me and I lost my four moving average at some point, I could always cut it sooner and take some profit. I could set another alert on this. Say crossing down. Click your price. And then I want to know if it goes below my 4-bar moving average on a 1-hour chart. So I got my 1 hour. It's selected. I want it once per bar. And ideally, you'd want to close below, probably a close below once per bar close. We'll put lost 4-hour, get out. That's kind of my rules of thumb for a day trade or a short-term trade. So far, this thing's looking pretty strong. You got a green candle on your elder bar set up. There again, to set that elder bar up, come over here and just type in your elder impulse. I've got it starred as a favorite. Click that one time. It'll add it to your chart if you have enough indicators. You can use 3 for free. But if you have the pro package, it's about $50 a month. I think it's worth it just to get the pro package. But and then I changed the style. By default, I think this is blue. I just changed it like a street light. So green is your buy signal. Red is usually your sell. It's going to indicate it's going to go down. And then yellow is kind of your caution flag, telling you you're about to reverse trend mostly. Then by default, that'll be blue. So I changed it to yellow just because, I don't know, I just like it better that way. But I didn't change anything on the inputs. They use a 12, 26.9, and a 13 EMA. So it's pretty much, except for this fast length, that's set up a lot like Ichimoku. I don't know if Ichimoku uses EMA. But anyway, visibility, you got it on all your time frames pretty much. So that's how I did it. If you want to use it, I think it helps a little. Sometimes it can whip you out of a trade, because it's based on your price action, your open, your high, low of your bar, and your close. And I don't know exactly how they calculate it, but if you want to know the math and everything, you can just Google it. Come over and Google, how is Elder Impulse calculated. Here we go. Impulse system based on 2 indicators, 13-day exponential moving average, and a MACD histogram. Really? Okay. Is that what he says? Okay. Cool. Well, that pretty much explains that, I guess. Okay, whatever. like I said, I don't really care how it works. I just care that it works. So anyway, come over. This is their main page. I've got set up in dark mode on NinjaTrader. I don't really recommend to start trading commodities because you're trading with some of the best traders in the world. So if you're just getting started, you might, want to dip a toe in stocks or maybe some crypto. Or crypto's pretty hard too. Which everything's going to be hard if you're day trading or short-term trading. It is harder, but I think your long-term is really where it's at. As far as setting anything up, let's see. I believe you can go to settings. I got all this selected. Trade mode. Bar countdown settings. I don't think I have that. What is that? Alert intervals. There's no way you can put TD sequential, I don't think, on this, as far as I know. But Larry does use it. Larry Williams. You have to have a Windows computer to use the desktop software, but I'm using my MacBook for their internet, the web-based. You just go to ninjatrader.com, log in, and then just click start trading, and then you do live trading. You click the live trading, and then it'll take you to this. And like I said, I can't remember exactly how I got it in dark mode. There it is right there, dark mode. Enable contracts, notifications, confirmations, time frames, all that stuff. I don't know. I put it Central Time. Didn't have to change a whole lot. I put the Elder Impulse on this. I'm trying to remember how I did it. Tiki Elder Impulse right there. I'm just trying to think how I found that. I put a SMA 4 moving average on it. Let's see, what does this do? Indicators, maybe? Maybe I searched it. I think I searched it right here, and I searched for Elder. I think right here are your Tiki tools. I just got Elder Impulse. This is the only Tiki tool I've got. And your volume. Let's see, volume based, oscillators, moving averages. So, I got a simple moving average on it already. That's how you select that and change that, I think. Let's see, what else did I do on here? Just click. No, don't do that. You got to be careful clicking over here because you can, by default, it wants to enter a sell order or whatever. So you click that, like say I click into the blank space, it loads me up a sell limit buy, where all you have to do is click one of these buttons and you're live and hot action right there, man. So you got to be real careful. You can screw yourself pretty quick. By the interval, to get a 4-hour chart, I had to, I think I had to do a custom time and just type in 240 right there for minutes. Save that. And so ideally, I'm really trading on a 1-hour chart today, so I really don't want to get off of that 1-hour chart. I think that may have been what messed me up. Well, no, I don't think. I know it was. On my strategy, when I bought in, well, let's pull Injective. USDT. I'll show you exactly what happened. Let's go. Let me turn this Ichimoku off. But yeah, we're definitely not all in anymore. I sold all of this. I got stopped out pretty much on my Injective. I bought in right here this weekend. I was trying to get a little, maybe a 4 or 5 day move out of it. And we got 4 days, but I didn't buy in early enough. I bought in, I think, probably Friday or Saturday. Let's see. It may have been Sunday. So I was running a fever. I had no business trading this weekend. I broke my own rules. Don't trade when you're sick. I'm still got a little bit of a head cold, but I don't have a fever. I'm feeling good. My mental clarity is pretty sharp today. I mean, I'm not Rain Man or nothing. I can't do fractions in my head or nothing. But let me get a drink right quick. All I need some coffee and some Red Bull. We'll be good to go. So yeah, I got stopped out of Injective yesterday. So I sold it. I cut it. I had to honor my stop loss. I had a 3-day trailing stop, but according to Larry's rules, if 3 days back isn't your lowest point, so this was yesterday's bar. So you just count 3 days back, and that wasn't my lowest point, so I had to keep going until I found my low point, and that was this bar right here, the lowest point of this bar, and we hit it yesterday afternoon, so I just cut it. I mean, I hated to. Injective's one of the hottest coins on the planet, but it has run a lot, and it ran up really fast, really, in a short period of time. So I don't know. I don't know what kind of market cap you have on it. I should know, but I do not. Here's a way to research. I go to coinmarketcap.com. And most people that, know the crypto world know this, but there might be some that don't. So go to coinmarketcap.com. I set up dark mode on this too, but haven't logged in. You don't really have to log in, but if you want to create portfolios, you can. You can do research. There's countless tools on here where you can, look for future catalysts. Maybe upcoming news events that might drive a coin. I don't know why this thing's taking so long to load up. Maybe this NinjaTrader's slowing it down, but because I'm making a video. But so anyway, you type in your ticker over here, your name of your company, Injective. Now sometimes with crypto you get copycat coins, so you got to make sure you're getting the right one. Usually it's going to be the one with the lowest number right here, if it's the most popular, especially one like Injective. It's a number 28 coin. Based on market cap. So you look here, fully diluted market cap, it's a $3 billion company, 3.3 billion. The actual market cap is 2.9, but you're going off your fully circulated supply of coin. And so I like to look at the fully diluted. I learned that from that Rand Nooner guy. So I don't know. Like I said, usually it'll load a chart right quick on this, but today, there we go. Finally, I guess they heard me talking about them. I like to hit the all button just to see, long term. So it made, new highs this year. It got above 40 on this last run back in December. I think 43, 40 something. You can get the exact numbers. You can go to their website. You can go to their Twitter. I like to follow the ones that if I'm going to invest in something, try to, read their white papers, go to their website, check them out. I've never even been, be honest, I've never even been to their website. Which it's a blockchain developing, coin. I don't really know how that stuff works. I'm not a computer programmer. I'm not into that stuff, so I probably wouldn't understand it anyway. So, my biggest thing is I trust. Now, Mark Cuban's an investor. Not that that's, super great. They're backed by Binance. I guess backed by the best. Okay. Pantera. I don't know who they are. So I guess, they got smart contract capabilities and, this is featured dApps, I guess. I don't know what all they got that they can do, but here's a Cosmos. I guess they're doing something with Cosmos. The Pyth, Wormhole. I don't know what that is. Espresso systems. I don't know. Validators. I don't know who their validators are. Exchanges. Looks like they're doing business with Binance. Binance Labs. Coinbase. Institutional. Really. Blockchains. Ethereum, Polygon, Solana. I guess you could probably view them all right here, but Injective Ecosystem. So you could play on this thing for probably a couple hours, but it's not a bad idea to. And my battery's going dead. It always does when I need it. I need to start charging this thing every night. So, that's what I do. If you want to, try to figure out what a company's worth, you could compare them against, go to this one. It'll sort by market cap. Your top 100 or whatever coins. You could probably compare them to a Solana. They got a $41 billion market cap. At some point, I think Solana will probably be equivalent to Ethereum. They have a $273 billion market cap. So that's a lot for a little crypto company, but you come down here to 28. Here's Injective. He's sitting here at a $3 billion. So I don't know. Yeah, they could at least be a Matic, a Polygon. That'd be a 2x growth, in your value of your market cap. But if it comes up to Solana, and you can see what Solana was during the heyday, you can click this market cap button, hit an all. It was 80 billion back in 21. So I wouldn't doubt that Solana is going to supersede that during this next bull market. Sometime in the next 2 years, Solana is definitely going to get back above that, I think. But unless they've dumped a bunch of new coins into their supply, it looks like they're pretty much already circulating close to 90% or something of their coins are in supply. So it doesn't look like anything's locked up. Or, I'm sure people are staking it, but that's just a good way to tell what amount of coins are in circulation now and are available to the public to buy. But yeah, 54 million fully diluted market cap on Solana. That's a lot of money for a little bitty crypto company, but I mean, who knows? I mean, maybe their technology really is as good as they say. I've never even been to Solana's website, to be honest with you. I mean, I know they're the fastest, or they were on the fastest. They were one of the fastest. I don't think they are now. I want to say Sui or that Sei is faster than Solana now. I believe that's correct. I don't know how you'd find that out, but I guess you'd have to Google it. What is the fastest crypto coin? Highest transaction speeds. Here we go. Why is everything so slow, bro? Technology. I don't know. Rand had a Ripple, EOS, Neo. Ripple's not fastest, I don't think, is it? No. Solana's way faster than Ripple. Pretty sure. Transactions. I know Visa, like I said, Visa has a contract, I believe, with Solana. Visa, one of the most widely used payments, can process 24,000 per second, while Ethereum can process 15 per second. And Solana, how many can they do per second? Solana is achievable 65,000 per second. So Solana's faster than Visa right now. That's pretty impressive. I'm sure that's why Visa signed a partnership with them, because they want that technology so they can process more transactions per second faster. You know, that way you don't have to stand there in line at the convenience store for half a minute or whatever it takes to, you know, buy your soda or whatever. So anyway, that's what I'm doing. Well, that didn't work. Now I'm down $25. So I better watch my money. Click this little A button to resize it. Get on a 1 hour chart. There we go. Zoom me. So we got 1 minute to close out this 1 hour candlestick. But this isn't real time. On TradingView, I've got to write me a sticky note or something to remind myself this is not real time. It's delayed about 10 minutes on the time. So this is actual real time. If you go to TradingViews, you got to pay for it. You have to pay for real-time market data. I'm paying about $200 a month. I may try to whittle that down. If I don't trade a lot of the soft commodities like cotton, or I'm not sure about oil, but I like trading wheat. I like trading soybean meal. So I don't know. I may just leave it. I mean, it's not breaking me right now, but so underwater a little bit. If you want to zoom in on this, you just use 2 fingers on your mouse pad and drag down, and that'll. For some reason, it won't let you slide your chart around and leave it. It does to a certain extent, but it just kind of lets you zoom in. You know, you can see your price action a little better. Your blue line here, that's where I bought in. You can see we're below that right now. Crap. This thing's. Where's my stop loss? I'm at 84.85 on a stop loss, I believe. You gotta get out of that. You can watch your level 2 price action over here. That's on cattle. I don't need to watch that, but you need that one. I need copper HG. Make sure you got your right March and you got your right year. This is your current price action on level 2. These are all your bids and your sells. Let's see. These would be the buys, and then these would be your sells in red over here. If you wanted to, you can click this right here and do a buy or sell pretty quick. You could do buy market or sell market pretty fast if you wanted to. So you got to be careful not to click the wrong buttons over here, because you can dang sure click a wrong button real quick on this, and you're live in action. So they have a paper trade software that you can practice on, until you get used to their software or whatever. I highly recommend that. I think they call it a simulator, trading simulator is what they call it. So it's just play money. I think they give you like 50,000 or something play money, if you want to just practice and get used to their software before you start, placing live orders. I do it in reverse most of the time. I probably shouldn't, but what I do is a lot of times I'll put in the order with my cell phone on my app on my cell phone, my buy order, and then I'll come to this. This is your order ticket information, and you click this. It makes the whole page, just all that. But and then that's how I find my stop loss. Calculate, my $1,000 stop loss per contract. I use $1,000 per contract stop loss every time, unless I'm doing a day trade. Like today, I'm only doing 3.25 on my stop loss. If I could do all this before I place my initial order, you could do an OCO, I believe. Let's see, how would that work? So you could do. I like the ATMs actually better, but so you could set up your stop loss and your profit target, and your buy price over here, and how many contracts you want, and then hit send. And this would put all these orders in. It'd be 3 different orders at one time, just off of clicking this one button. I don't want to do it now because I already have them in, but so it's just a way you can put in your bid price, you're putting in your stop loss, and you're putting in your profit, sell target, sell order, all by just clicking one button pretty much. It's really handy. I need to get in the habit of using it more. You might have to change this right here. Take profit plus stop loss, or you could do one or the other. You could do stop loss only or take profit only. You could do them one at a time, but it's just handy. That way, if one of these gets filled, say I hit my target this afternoon, it's going to sell it automatically at this price, but I'm still going to have this stop loss right now active because I didn't do this process. I put in 3 separate orders on my cell phone, and that's kind of a bad habit because if you forget to cancel out your stop loss, once this hits, if the price went down to 384, say I hit my target and it got me out, I made $887, and then I forget about it. Well, if the price goes back down to 384.85, now it's gonna sell one contract, so I'll be short one contract, And so you've got to remember to go back in and cancel out all your orders every time if you don't use this all-in-one process. It's a pain in the butt. I wish they'd just cancel out everything once one of your orders gets hit, but for some reason they don't. So if you want to see your live orders that are active, you can see what's working over here. Actually, I got filled 3.8615. I've got my stop loss. It says right here, order type, stop, 3.84. I could put a stop limit, but this is a stop market. It doesn't actually say that, but it's a stop market order. So if it triggers that, I'm going to get a little slippage. I won't get this exact price probably. I might get 3.8480 or whatever. The market maker's going to steal just a little bit more money usually. So, and then this is my limit sell order, 3.8970. Everything's working, filled. And you can change these anytime you want. Just go in and I think you right click and then click modify order. So I could change my price anytime I want. If I want to sell a little bit cheaper or something. And I may end up doing that this afternoon because that's a bad habit to get into. I mean, once you have a plan, you really ought to stick with it just to see if it works. But I don't know. If I'm in profit and it's getting close to, the end of a 9 count or something, I'm going to take the profit, man. But or if I get anywhere close to, making 500 to 1,000 in a day, I'm taking the money. With commodities, I don't know. It's based on your global economy and everything, and I don't know. It just seems a little harder to make money and keep it. I've seen several times I'll be up $1,000, and then the very next day it rolls over and it gives it all back. I'm like, dadgummit, man, it's worse than crypto. I finally, I was watching live cattle. It finally blew out after I got stopped out. Of course, after you get out. I was playing February cattle, and you can see on a daily, this thing finally blew out. I think it's going to pull back. At least this 176 could pull back to a 173.67. So anyway, I was playing somewhere over in here. I believe I got in around this 164. I don't know. Could have been 167. I don't remember. Yeah, I believe it was 167 something. And I think I got shook out on this day right here. I moved my stop loss up. And it was intraday, and I shouldn't have moved my stop. I had it over here, on a 3-day trailing stop. I think it would have cost me, I think $1,000 or something. But if I would have got stopped, and I don't think it actually hit it. I could have been here. I don't know. You got whipped out right here. Anyway, in 2 days, they whipped a lot of people out right here with this little tail, this one bar. So they play a lot of games. Market makers are, they're going to try to steal people's money. That's what they do. It's all a casino, but so you just got to try to learn to play their game better than they can, or at least as good as they can, and hope for the best. Try to bet with the smart money. That's all I know to do. So we got about 10 minutes till the market opens on the stock market. So still watching it. As far as that goes, yeah, pre-market now it's down. It went down. What's showing down? Is that not right? I thought it went up. Let's see. Yeah. 2 o'clock. Yeah, that's where it closed. So yeah, technically it's above where it closed. Now you're still down from your price action on yesterday. From where you started on Tuesday. Yeah, yesterday was a pretty good down day. They didn't like what the Fed said, I guess. I don't know. We'll see what they do today. Of course, you did have, on a daily chart, you were on a 9 count, so we're due for a correction anyway. I'd probably guesstimate, throw a Fibonacci on it, 618. Could do a 786, somewhere in this 479, 476 zone. If the market is getting spooked or scared, you could see this 467. They could do 460. I don't know. Your next area of support probably be right here, top of your zone here. If you lose that, you're going to probably retest these lows right here. So if you lose that, you probably come down to here. You got a gap right here that could fill. Never has filled. I would look long term, real close to this right here. Now, if I get, sometimes you got to turn your magnet off to get exactly. If you do the hollow candles, seems to be a little easier sometimes to get it. On your horizontal support resistance, I've been taught that you really don't want to use the very tip top of your candle wick. It's better to go off the top of the candle body, especially on a weekly chart, daily, weekly. But horizontal support and resistance, you really ought to go off of that for the most part. Unless you can find a Ichimoku setting or something, your baseline, or maybe something on a shorter time frame that's showing up. That kind of helps you sometimes. Like you can see your red line, your baseline right here is pretty pronounced, where you get this long straight line, straight across. That's telling you there's pretty major resistance right in that time zone right there, or that price period right there. So that 487.28, you get the exact penny. 487.16 is where it's at now. Is pretty significant resistance. Now you're on a 4-hour -8, so another 4 hours, you're probably due for a bounce. Probably going to come down, touch the top of this cloud, zoom right back up for a little while, short term. But coming off a daily 9, I would anticipate you're due for a little bit of correction. Your weekly is overextended. You come up over 13 weeks. So this will be your 13th week. And that's usually, you get your 9, and if you have momentum, you can stretch on out to this 13. That's where you're going to get your icing on the cake, what I call it, or gravy on the biscuit. But you see your next week, it made a little bit higher high, but now it's giving it all back on this, what I would call a 14 bar, because I'm going off this 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So this is your 14 bar of this uptrend. Now there's nothing that says it can't go on up to another 9 count, but usually you're going to see a reversal on this 4 bar. After your 9, a lot of times you'll get your 10 bar, and it doesn't print anything on your 10. But then you get your 1, 2, 3. I call that 11, 12, and 13. And you start looking for a reversal after this 13 bar, usually. And a very high percentage of the time, especially on short-term time frames, I've noticed. But now if this 4 bar reverses and goes up higher and completes the end of the week on a high count, then most likely you're gonna do another 9 count. I've seen that work a lot on shorter time frames on crypto or stocks or nearly anything. But for the most part, I would look for some kind of correction. Just knowing what the commercial money's doing on the COT report. They've been selling on the Dow Jones mini futures. So if you want to track that, you just go to cmegroup.com. I've got it bookmarked, but like I say, you can come over here, you do a little search column, type in COT right here, and you're going to come up with this Commitment of Traders tool. And you may have to be logged in. Anyway, you have to create a little account, log in. I mean, it's just an email and password's all you need, but they don't charge you anything for it. It's free to the public. So you come on here, equity indexes, and you drop down here to your E-mini Dow. That's your Dow Jones E-mini futures. YM is the ticker. Click that, and then click your dealers. You want to watch what your dealers are doing. That's your big money. That's your smart money. And you see the last week, they've been selling. They've been selling Dow Jones futures. If you go to Larry Williams indicators, the commercial money is in the very basement of the sell zone of his indicator. So that's saying the big money's not heavily invested in Dow Jones futures right now, or Dow Jones stocks. They're selling. So they know, most time they know more than the public. I mean, that doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure that out. But there's another problem. If you go to the crypto Ethereum futures and look at the dealer, they've been selling for the last 3 weeks on Ethereum. That tells me they probably know something that we don't know. I'm guessing that most likely the Ethereum ETF might get declined just because of that. That would make the most sense, because if not, why would they not be accumulating Ethereum right now? I don't know. Could be wrong. Could be dead wrong. I don't know. I guess we'll see. Down 200. Look out. It's about to hit my stop loss. Dang it. I may have screwed up on this deal. Thought I had it, but there again, I've learned. I kind of broke my rule again. I gotta quit. Oh, goodness. Sorry. Still got this dang cough, but what I've noticed, if you don't have on a short-term trade, I'm almost going to have to make a rule written in blood or something, but if you don't have a 9 count on a 4-hour chart coming down, most of the time your 1-hour chart trades don't work very good. That's kind of the same thing as doing a trade on, hey, here we go. What we got here? Starbucks, daily close, crossing up. I've been wanting to buy that Starbucks, but I don't know, man. If the stocks are about to roll over, man, that thing gapped way up on earnings, I guess. I guess they had earnings. Yeah, they had earnings yesterday, I think. Then down today though, so I don't know. I don't know that I would buy that. That was a massive head fake yesterday on a daily chart. Turn that Ichimoku off. It's confusing me. Sometimes you get too many moving averages and too much junk on your chart. You can get analysis paralysis from having too many indicators on your chart, I think. And even sometimes I like to turn the elder off and just look at everything, without a number count or anything. Sometimes I'll turn my TD script off, everything. Just simplify it as much as you can. If there's too much junk on there, turn some of that crap off. Your 4 is above your 18, which is bullish for Starbucks. I'll give you that. There's MicroStrategy. It's doing a buy. Let's look at MicroStrategy. What's it doing? Ooh, your 4 hour crossed above your 18 yesterday. Nice. You're probably a little late in the count, but it's above the wheel stop. It's holding it. Ideally, I'd like to see it close above this 18, though. It needs to close above that 18 moving average. Ideally, it needs to close above it 2 days. I put my script back on. I can't hardly trade without TD sequential. It's just like a security blanket for me. I just can't hardly do it. I like all my candlesticks sometimes to be the same color. I learned that from somebody. I forget who it was. They said, if you have them where they go red, green, green for the up and red for the downs, it tends to alter your emotional response towards that candlestick. So if you have them all the same color, it takes the emotion out of it. So you want to try to do that as much as possible if you can. It's not easy. Sometimes you have to condition yourself. And the more you put yourself in a high stress environment, you kind of acclimate your body to it, where you don't get as razzled or frustrated, or you kind of teach your body or your mind how to deal with stress and anxiety, or you just take some deep breaths, breathe in for 3 to 5 seconds through your nose, breathe out, exhale really good. Just don't forget to breathe, relax. Tell yourself, hey man, it's only money. As long as you got your day job, you're not doing this for a living. It's not the end of the world. If you lose a trade, so what? I'll get them on the next one. You almost have to have that mentality. I'm learning from Larry's son's book, Jason Williams. It's called The Mental Edge in Trading. I haven't learned. I'm about halfway through it. About a quarter, maybe. I don't know. The first part of it's kind of boring. It's pretty much all the mumbo jumbo about, the technical jargon of how your mind works and everything. But so I think I'm kind of getting into the meat and potatoes of it now. And just little tidbits. I can kind of tell Larry may have helped him write it, because a lot of Larry's strategies and whatever kind of comes out in the book seems to be anyway. But so I'm sure his dad probably gave him some training as far as I mean, I know he trained his sister. Larry's daughter won the trading competition in 1997, I think it was. I think she was like 16 years old. She turned 10,000 into 110,000, I think, in like 6 months or something, maybe a year, using his strategy on futures and commodities. And pretty simple little strategy of whatever they did. I can't find that interview where he talks about it, but I thought I had it saved and bookmarked on YouTube, but I can't find it. So anyway, MicroStrategy, you're on a 5 count daily. It's not bad. I mean, you're a little late to the party. You know, you missed the easy money. You come off this 9. It worked. If you'd have bought the 9, you made money the very next day. You made 3.5% the next day. Now you gave it back the next day, and then it went down for 4 days. Finally bottomed out. Got your little rally. You're above the wheel stop, so technically that's a buy signal. If you don't have access to the wheel stop indicator, you go off this 18-day moving average. Ideally, you want 2 closes above that. So you haven't got that yet. You got above it right here on this 3 bar. You closed above it. You can see it just barely ticked out above it. You can see where this bar goes out to the right. That's where that candle closed. But the very next bar, you close below it. So that could be a head fake. There again, that was Tuesday. You know, you had a strong Monday, strong Friday. I mean, you're above your... Now, you lost your 4 bar, your 4 hour, or 4 day moving average. You lost it yesterday also. So if you don't reclaim that today, by TD sequential rules, this could start a down count. So if it does that, that's weakness. If you go to a weekly chart, that's where you really want to start your setup. You can see you've already went 9 to a 12 count. So technically you're in a downtrend until you break this weekly downtrend. In my opinion, I'd probably go off of this 4. If it can't break through that downtrend line right here, you're kind of stepping in front of a freight train. If you're trying to catch a falling knife is what you're doing. I might throw a 4 hour buy-in on it. If it does break that trend line, I want to know about it. And it's probably going to be based on what Bitcoin's doing, you know. USDT. I watch the Binance version just because they do the most volume. You could do Coinbase, but you know, I throw that Ichimoku on there. So you are on a weekly chart. You're above the weekly Ichimoku, which is really strong, bullish. Your trailing line is also outside of your cloud. That's very bullish. Now I think you have topped out temporarily. But as long as you're above your Ichimoku cloud, technically you're still in a bull market. Okay, so now your 4 hour has rolled over. It's gonna oscillate. It's gonna go up. It's gonna pull back. Probably come back down to this trend line or your weekly support. But it's not the end of the world, even if it pulls back to 35,600. You're still in a bull market as long as you hold this trend line right here, that's diagonal trend line, and that goes back to December 26th, the week of December 26th. I could actually draw that down just a little bit, and I'd move that right there just to make it a little more poetic, or whatever you want to call it. more accurate. You want it as accurate as you can. That's why I like this magnet deal. I use the heck out of that. I'm surprised Sheldon and a lot of people on Crypto Banner don't use that. It drives me nuts to watch Gareth draw his trend line across. It's like, dude, all you got to do is come over here and click a horizontal ray or a horizontal line, put your magnet on, and boom, you drop it in there and it's done. But, maybe that's just me. That's just my OCD talking, I guess. I don't know. So, if you want to know whether to sell Bitcoin or not, yeah, it's probably going to pull back a little bit, but I wouldn't start panicking until I'd draw me a trend line from right here, December 26th. Right here is your support line right here, where your second point of your trend line needs to come across. Well, let's just take it out. Let's just redraw it, just for the fun of it. Just so I like to use the ray, and that way it extends on out. I don't have to keep dragging it out. But come over here, put your magnet on, click it. Come over here to September 11th on a Monday, click it one more time. And there it is. That's your trend line right there. As long as Bitcoin holds that, I'd even put an alert on it, Crossing down. Ideally, you want it to close below that. So that would be on a Sunday on crypto. That's a weekly close below that trend line. I would say get out. Probably get out of everything, most likely. But if we lose that on Bitcoin, that would be... Now, technically, it could whip below it. It could close. If you wanted to be more even long term, you could do an Ichimoku setting. I believe you can even set a alert on that. I'm not exactly sure how to do it. I know you do an add alert on Bitcoin. So I click, just double click in the middle of nowhere over here with nothing on it. Double click. Click add alert on BTC. You'd want crossing down, and then you want to select your Ichimoku. If you have it on one of your indicators, it'll show up here by default, I think. And you want, let's see, which one would it be? That'd be your lagging span B, I believe. That's your red line on your cloud. That's your leading span B, is what they call that. Leading span A would be your green line of your cloud. So that would be, if you're in a bearish cloud, you'd be flip-flop. This is a bearish cloud right here because you got red on top and green on the bottom. So just remember, you want to make sure and get the right color of your line, whatever the bottom of your cloud is. So see over here, this is a bullish cloud because it's green. So green's on top, red's on the bottom. So you'd want to select your leading span B. So if you close below that red line on your cloud, you'd want to know about it. So this is once per bar close. It'd be on a weekly chart. So that'd be on a Sunday. It would close below your red line on your cloud. That is a massive get out now signal. If you want to be even more restrictive, ideally you'd want this yellow line right here. That's your lagging line. If that, and it's going to follow your price action. So 26 bars back, this is your lagging line on your Ichimoku. So if this closes below the cloud, that is a confirmation massive bearish signal. And you can go back over here and see where it did it last time. You see what happened to your price action. This was, I don't know, 26 weeks probably forward. This was telling you January of 2022 that you had a problem. When this thing closed outside of this cloud here, when your lagging line closed below it, bam, it fell out of bed. And that's straight from Rick Benziger. He's supposed to be the utmost expert of Ichimoku. Apparently, there was a translation problem with, this is a Japanese, I believe, software. So he hired an interpreter to interpret the original book that was written on Ichimoku cloud setting. And he said there was a misinterpretation on something. And I believe it was this lagging line was a big part of it. Because that's one thing I've heard him say that I've never heard anybody else say, is to watch when this lagging line, what it does based on relatively to where it's at above or below the cloud. And he says when you lose it right here like this, that's confirmation that you're going to be in a bear market for a while. And sure enough, it dang sure worked on this one. But now you're above it. So that tells me you've got some pretty darn good strength on Bitcoin that should hold up for a while. Now, I can't guarantee. That doesn't mean it can't pull back down here to 27,000, but it could retest the top of the cloud at any time. And a lot of times it does. It'll oscillate, like it did over here. I could show examples. You blew out over here, came back, retest. Now you followed the cloud up. Now you lost it right here in March of 20, which that was when the end of the world was happening, So everything fell out of bed then. But see, you broke back above here. When you got your trailing line that cleared over here, that would probably be somewhere over in here. We don't have to speculate. We could measure it out. I do wish it would kind of gauge that. That's 26 bars, I think. I think it's 26 bars back. So right there was when you got your breakout over here on your yellow line. It's kind of hard to see. Let me zoom in on that. If I've got it in the right spot. Let me reset that. Do it again. Looks like it broke out right there. And you want to go forward 26 bars to right there. On this 2 bar, that was telling you when this got above your cloud and closed above it on a weekly basis, this bar right here, it's go time. Pretty much as long as you stay above your cloud, and it did, stayed above your 18 pretty good, your 18 moving average weekly, that's when you got this massive run in 21. So there's practicality. There's you can, once you learn how to use these indicators to your advantage, it makes life a whole lot easier. I can say that. I don't see a lot of people use it on Crypto Banter. I have a hard time believing that they don't. But to keep it a secret from your audience, if you know something is this useful, why not share it with your audience? I don't know. That kind of bugs me a little bit, I want to try to be as transparent as I can with my educational courses and videos, that if I'm using something, I'm going to show you, okay? I'm not going to keep TD Sequential a secret from you, because it was an absolute game changer for me. And I didn't even know how to use it for almost 3 years. I found this hack version on TradingView And if they take this away from me, I may have to quit trading because, I mean, literally, I can't hardly trade without it. So, I mean, I've got the code down here on this Pine editor. I can share it with you, but and I've shared it with several people, but how do you anyway, indicator, I think you got to open it to view the whole script or whatever, but anyhow, that's my 2 cents on it. I wish I could have showed you a good winning trade on copper. I don't think I'm stopped out yet. It got really close. So far, that's been a good stop loss, but I got 18 minutes, and it's going to close below this 4 moving average. Now, it is on your 3 bar. For some reason, 3 bars are a pain in the ass. I don't know why they do it so much. Probably because it's a 15-minute. You go to your shorter time frame, a lot of times you can tell, if you're struggling with something, you're like, why is this thing not working? Go to your shorter time frame, most likely you hit a 9 or a 13, and that's why, right here. You put it on Heikin Ashi, smooth out your trend, and I knew this going in, so I probably should have waited for the pullback. There again, that's my for the most part, we're all our own worst enemies. I know that. I'm starting to evaluate that of myself, what my biggest weakness is towards trading. And I would have to admit, I can't sit on my hands. I don't have the patience. I want to get in. You get that FOMO, and that is my worst enemy 90% of the time. If I would wait, for a little bit better setup, a lot of times I could get a lot better price, That's why I love TD Sequential, is because it helps you at least evaluate, okay, what's my 4-hour doing? What's my daily doing? What's my odds of probability of success? So I knew on a -4 on a 4-hour chart, not great. Okay, that's, there's a chance it could keep rallying, it could keep going up, but your time frame, I got 16 minutes on a 4-hour candle. Hopefully it'll continue to the upside. There's no guarantee. You are above the Ichimoku. I like that. I'm going to turn my elder back on, but I just like to see. Why is that taking so long, bro? Man, everything is slow. If it's my internet or my computer, or probably because I'm making a video, I guess, but I probably need a new computer. This one's got a little late. It's only about a year old, I think, but anyway. I guess I've done a lot of videos and charts on it. So knowing this, it wasn't a perfect setup. And you come over here and you look for some kind of 9. Turn Ichimoku back off. It's getting messy. Let's see. Did I have a 9 here? Pretty close. Probably put Heikin Ashi on it. Pretty close. No. Hit an 8 on Heikin Ashi. If you wanted to bet against it, right here, here's your 9. Could have shorted that. Got your 4 retrace, 4-bar retrace. Shot back up. Went to a 9, 13 pretty much. Sideways, flag pattern. And you got a little retrace right here. Probably a Fibonacci 618. Shot back up. Let's throw a fib on that. See what it did. I'd almost bet $1 million it hit a 6. Man, it hit a 0.5. I lost $1 million. All right. Luckily, we didn't shake on it. We didn't shake on it. That's a gentleman's agreement. Yeah, it definitely did a 0.5. So usually, from what I've been told, I watch that Dylan a lot and Sheldon. If something's really bullish, most time on your pullbacks, you're only going to get a 382 or maybe a 0.5 if you're lucky. You won't get a very deep correction to a 618. You definitely won't get a 786, most likely. So keep that in mind on your Fibonacci's. If something's just booming and really hot, most of the time you're going to get a 382 pullback. I mean, you could bid both. I guess you could throw a bid on the 382 and the 0.5 level, this price levels, and I would have got both of them. So you'd had a nice average if I would have done that. I'd be somewhere here in the middle on my average price. I'd be sitting at 383 instead of 386. That's a big difference. I don't know what I was doing yesterday. I guess I was watching the crypto too much. But I missed this pullback. That was Monday. Tuesday I had class. So that's why I wasn't watching anything on Tuesday. But had a pretty good little rally off of it on a 4-hour, chart. So yeah. After Monday, it took off pretty good. Yeah, whether it'll do it or not, now who knows? I mean, now you're saying red bar number 1. That's not good. Probably should have waited for a better 9 count or something. Let's see. You went to your 13. Your TD rules, your 9 needs to close above your 6 bar. It did. Made a higher high. That's a perfect setup. Went to a 13. Completed. So that could be a trend exhaustion. If you complete to a 13, a lot of times that's getting close to a trend exhaustion. And you had a blow off top, candlestick. That's probably your climax right there. You don't have any more energy for an uptrend for a little while. So you got to back test, back build. At least 4 bars, 4 to 5. This is going on 6 candlesticks, 4-hour candles. That's almost 24 hours of back building. Well, that's enough, guys. Settle down. It's time to go back up. You got 10 minutes. Maybe it does, maybe it don't. I don't know. Now your 1 hour, there again, ideally I'd love to see that reclaim this 4. That's a bad sign if that closes below your 4-hour moving average.
Stop filled.
Yeah, I just got stopped out. Damn it. Well, I lost 325 at least. Let me see. What did I lose? Let's see if it'll let me log in. $337.50. That's what I lost. Sign out like on. Well, I guess I learned my lesson. $300 lesson there. All right, so you need to go in. Remember to go in and cancel all your orders. So you're not short selling when you don't want to be. So my order that was pending, or go into your orders, I just canceled this one on my cell phone. If you don't go in and cancel this stuff, this would still be active on a sell order at this price. That's not a bad thing, probably. I mean, it might be a decent place to short anyway, but looks like probably ought to be betting the other way today anyhow. So, I mean, everything's red. So, I don't know. Just chose the wrong direction. I guess I should have bet short sale, but when I took the bet, it looked like you had nined out right here, and you were gonna follow back up on a bounce, but didn't work. Didn't do it. Rolled right back over. So I don't know. That's sometimes they like to play little games, you know. I've just noticed, ideally, if you don't have a really good setup on a 4 hour, most of the time your 1 hour is not going to work. Same way with your weekly. Let's take this off so it doesn't jumble everything up. But, you know, and I don't know what the magic combination is. It kind of looks like when you get above this 18 moving average, even on a weekly chart, it got real easy right here. Now you could get in early on the move. You know, once you get above your 4 moving average, you reverse. You know, you bottomed out. You didn't make a lower low right here, at least. So that's telling you bottomed out. It retested, but it didn't. You know, it closed below it right here. So that was a head fake. But then your 3-bar blew out. Closed above the 18 weekly moving average. I mean, it got real easy for at least 2 weeks. Price action right there. I mean, you know, commodities don't move like crypto, but I mean, that's like a 2% move, 3% move, you know, for the whole thing. I mean, but you're betting a lot more money. That's a 4% move, 4.3% move, I guess, off of that. You know, then your 6-bar retraced, gave up 2.5. The 7-bar went back up, 8-bar went back up. Your 9-bar didn't actually complete a 9. It sold off. So that's a topping tail sell signal. When you see a candlestick that looks like that, your candlestick will look like that. They call that a doji or a kangaroo tail top doji, upside down doji or upside down hammer candle. Kind of looks like an upside down hammer to me. This would be your handle or your hammer, like a sledgehammer or something. This would be the main hammer part, the metal part of the hammer. So you got to watch those. When you see those, especially near 8 or 9 count, that's usually getting close to the top, short term. You know, it pulled back for 4 weeks. There's your 4 count pullback. A lot of times it does that. You didn't complete your 9. So if you don't complete the 9, a lot of times you will get a 1 to 4 week or 1 to 4 bar pullback, and then you continue your uptrend usually until you complete your 9 count. So ideally, long term, copper is probably going up for the duration, I'm guessing. That's all economics and global economics, but you got an uptrend now. You got a higher low. Your first higher high is right here. If you clear this, That's a massive bull indicator. Those are my favorite trades right there. If you break above, making a current higher high, bid the breakout level of whatever that is. That would be 3.9740. 3.9740. So that's what's going to text me if this thing breaks above it. I want to know about it, because that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to bid that exact price right there. And a lot of times it'll blow out and it's going to retest it. I've seen that work several times. I mean, a countless amount of times on crypto. It's worked for me on a soybean meal trade. One of my best trades was a flag top breakout on soybean meal. Made $2,600 on probably wasn't this exact contract, but because that's March. I was probably trading January or February futures on a daily chart, probably. I don't remember where this was, but let's see, 24. It was one of these. It might have been right here, because you had your flag pattern right here. I started learning around the 1st of October, and I saw you had your 9 top right here. This is one of my best trades I ever did with commodities. And as a rookie, I like setting my top right off of this 9 bar on the exact top. I've seen this work on crypto here recently. It timed the dip perfect, and that didn't work on this one. It went lower, so it could have just been a fluke. And some things work on crypto and it doesn't carry over into stocks or commodities, or vice versa. So what I saw when I did the trade, I believe, and I could have been on a shorter time frame. I could have been on a 4-hour. I'm not exactly sure when I did this. Could have been there. I don't remember. I need to start keeping a journal again, I guess, because it wasn't there, and it wasn't there. Could have been here when it broke out. And it might have retested in the same 4-hour mark. But whatever it was, I made like $2,600 in a short period of time. And I took profit because I was afraid I was going to give it back. And I sold it, took profit, I think around this 7 or 8 bar. And sure enough, it sold off. If I hadn't sold it, I would have gave back every bit of that profit, pretty much. But I bid this breakout level of that flag pattern when it broke out. And looks like it tried it twice over here and didn't work. It didn't hold. You would have thought, especially on a 5 count, that would have worked. But it didn't. So anyway, that's what I did. I'm gonna close out NinjaTrader because I need a little more practice on my commodities. HGH lost 4-hour. Get out. Was a little late now. I'm already stopped out, doofus. Yeah. Okay. Thanks. Thanks for the alert, TradingView. Appreciate you rubbing salt in the wound there. Yeah, thanks. So, I know I try, I make light of losing money. It's not, it's never fun to lose money, but it doesn't do any good to beat yourself up and get, ruin your whole day or your week or your month or your year. If you beat yourself up, You know, you're going to kill your confidence, number one. Yeah, that's not holding. But I don't know that I would short it because you've had 6-bar correction. So that's not an ideal short either. This would have been a good short off this 13 bar. But that was yesterday, 5 o'clock in the morning. So, I mean, now it's a whole different, you've missed the easy money on a short. And I don't think I would bet against commercial money anyway. That's a 2% drop. You're still in a bullish flag pattern as long as you hold this support. You could even say that's manipulation probably, but I'd probably draw support right there. For your flag pattern. Target didn't hold up. I ought to leave it on there. It probably will later, but so ideally, I'd probably just sit this out and wait on a 9 count to form. It may go sideways for 4 more bars, 4 to 5 bars, and then it's probably going to rally up tomorrow, most likely. But at some point, I mean, that's it's a 4-hour candle, so you're looking at at least 16 to 20 hours from now, from 9 o'clock, 10 after 12 minutes after 9 o'clock, 9 a.m. So I might keep an eye on it. Maybe there's a better trade. Maybe I just need to leave that one alone and see if I can find something else, that would move my Fibonacci to there. Maybe, like I say, you got your 0.5. Really don't want to try to catch a falling knife on anything that's fallen. If anything, you could short it. That's not a bad short if it retraced back up here to your 4 moving average. You're above your 18. So I really don't like shorting anything above your 18. Now, this is soybeans, March soybeans. It's flirting with the 18 right now. And there again, I don't like betting against the commercial money either. So that's a dangerous, slippery slope right there. That could go against you real quick. I don't think I would saddle that up. I'm surprised soybeans haven't rocketed. Yeah, daily, they're just kind of going sideways. Weekly, you got one rally off your 9. This was an up week. You don't have it now, but right now it's a down week. Let me get rid of these trend lines so you can see better. That's saying that's the wheel stop for soybeans, so you're way below the wheel stop. So that's a problem. Now you have claimed it here on copper on a daily basis. You want that above that on a daily basis. Soybean meal, it got above it yesterday, but then it's losing it today. So ideally, you want to see 1 to 2 bars close above the wheel stop or at least above your 18-day moving average. Now that's bullish. Your 4-day is crossing above your 18. I don't have the 9 turned on, but let's turn the 9 on. Yeah, your 4 is above your 9. Ideally, you want to see that 9 get above the 18 also, but that'll probably be a little further down the road here. This is going to trail up right here. So next week it should get above it on soybean meal, but I think you'll get a retrace on soybean meal. Could fib the whole thing. I think you'll get somewhere in this 407 zone. See where the Ichimoku is. Could bounce its head against the cloud. It's a real thin cloud right here. So that tells you it's going to be not very much resistance to blow out. So to get through it. Now, if this was a really thick cloud, thicker like over here, that's going to be harder to get through, according to what I've learned from Rick. But it's real thin right here. So, I mean, that's good up or down, but it's going to be easy to blow through that support and resistance for the most part. Just keep that in mind. But so that's what I'm looking at. Trying to time, you got to start on your weekly. Ideally, you need a setup. You have it on soybeans, soybean meal, and copper. As long as the dollar keeps going down. Now, the dollar is still on an uptrend for now. That would help. That would help crypto out. That would help everything out if the dollar would go down for a while. But until it does, that's going to cause problems. Good for assets. There we go. So if you can get the dollar to cross below that trend line right there and get out of this cloud to the downside, things will get a lot easier to make money on the upside. But as long as you've got a strong dollar going up, crypto, stocks, commodities, it's just a tough environment to make money in. Unless you're in Rollbit. Rollbit's making money for me today, but it's about the only thing I got making any money. It's on an 8 count daily. But weekly, this thing could run at least 4 bars. I'm guessing. Might get 4 weeks out of it. Hopefully. It did not complete the 9 count. That concerns me a lot. Because most likely you get 4 weeks of up, and then it's going to retrace and continue until you get fulfill your 9 count to the downside. Is usually what it does by TD sequential rules. That's usually what it does. I'm probably going to have to cut my run today. I hate to, but it's bouncing off my stop loss. It didn't go below it. It touched it earlier. I got an alert. It touched it, but I didn't have a hard stop loss entered in. I was going to just take profit if it closes below this, because that's a 2-day trailing stop. I could use this 3-day, but if I do the 3-day, then I'm giving up profit. I want to be in the negative, so I'll take a small loss. I could do that, but I'd rather just take a little. At this point, if I can get any kind of profit on anything in this kind of environment, I think that's a good move. But I'm looking at SUI. It's on a 9-day, selling off. Did not hold the retest so far of the previous high. That's a problem. Weekly, it's on bar 14. There again. I know those. Now, if I can close as an up week, a lot of times you'll go on and make another 9 count. Or at least Man, you already went to a 13 bar, but I don't know. We'll see what it does. So I'm rambling on, I guess. Tau, kind of same thing. It looks really good on a weekly. You broke out your downtrend. You've got confirmation. Now next week it'll probably give some back. I sold half yesterday, just because it was on a 9-day day chart. It's giving some back today. Probably it might continue tomorrow to the upside. Ultra, it's taking a beating. I've given up nearly all my profit on Ultra. I had to close out my KuCoin account, so they quit letting Americans trade with them, so I closed it out. But I found out I can buy it back with Uniswap. So I pay quite a bit of gas fee with Ethereum to buy it through Uniswap, but through my MetaMask wallet, that's doable. But I should have probably took profit back in December when you had your 9 and went to a 12 bar. Your 13 bar was quite a bit lower. Didn't make a higher high. That's a major red flag. Your 12 was actually a sell-off bar. You can see it. It went down 8% that week, almost 9%. Topped out right at the top of your Ichimoku weekly cloud. So that's telling you this thing's not super strong yet. You don't have, until you get above this weekly cloud, that's not a whole lot of strength. Everything's rolling over on your moving averages, which it's following your price action, so that's not surprising. But ideally, you want to get above this downtrend line first. Could come down another 4 weeks, probably down to my entry. I'll break even, hopefully, and probably shoot back up. Hopefully in March, February, March, we should get a bounce somewhere around February 10th on most crypto, at least Bitcoin. So we'll keep an eye on that. The Bitcoin dominance, they were saying it was selling off yesterday, but right now, how would you draw this? Sometimes you got to get rid of your trend lines. You don't want to alter your perception. You're above your Ichimoku cloud. Bitcoin dominance, trailing line, it's above the cloud. You went to a 13. This is your 4 bar, 14 bar. Could get a pullback short term on Bitcoin, most likely. Bitcoin dominance. So if we get the pullback here, I guess I could draw like some of them guys do. That's what I'm estimating. You're going to get a down tick. Probably your 618, and then it's probably going to shoot back up to the cloud. And then it's going to pull back down. You can speculate. A lot of times it'll follow this cloud, the price action. You can see, it doesn't always work perfect. If it blows through it, this indicated you were going to get an uptick. Sure enough, you got it. Little sideways move down. You got your down. So you can kind of go off of it. It gives you a little future indication that you might get an uptick over here. That's showing February 16th on Bitcoin dominance. Now this, is what it is, but Well, I want to delete that. Dang it. Why did I delete that crap? Come on, bro. Okay. Okay. Let's see what Bitcoin says on this. Why do I not have a Bitcoin on here? T, bro. T, not the Y. Come on. You know how to type or what? So, see, the cloud's saying you could go up on Bitcoin until, possibly right around in here, February 7th, and you go sideways on your price action. That may probably your top out right here, and it's going to go down for a while. Pull back till February 21st, and you might get your uptick. But ideally, you'd be better on a weekly chart. I mean, you start trying to time it on a daily, that's pretty hard to do. I mean, it's so long term, it looks like mostly up, according to the cloud. It's not a guarantee. You can't, I don't think I bet the farm on that, but what else can you go by? If you don't have Larry Williams' forecast, which I highly recommend, this indicated down, you got it. It kind of tells you a future price movement. If you'll watch it, you kind of play with it. This may be a 26 bar in the future, but this could be predicting current price action. Now, like I say, I'm no expert on Ichimoku, so there has to be a reason this thing pushes your price action forward into the future, and I would guesstimate that's why it's trying to tell you the likelihood of the price movement in the future. You can put it on a monthly if you want to. It's mostly sideways. Could be up a little till that's showing May, and then that shows a pretty good sell-off. According to that, you don't get a bottom until April 25. Hope that's not right. I like the look of this a whole lot better up till about July 22nd so far. Keep an eye on that time frame. Sometime early July, maybe, I would look for a short-term top on Bitcoin, according to what I'm seeing. But so anyway, we'll end this video, and hopefully learned from my mistakes anyway what not to do. So just know on a short time frame, if you don't have a 4-hour setup, most time your 1 hour isn't going to work very good. I know that. I don't know why I don't follow it to the T. You had a decent 9, you got a 4-bar bounce, didn't work, pulled back, shot back up. I've just learned if you can get a 4-hour setup, you have a lot better chance. Like right here, you had your -9, your 9 bar sell off on a 4-hour chart, and you had a lot better chance of making money right in here. Took off. This was how many days? How many bars? What was this? What is this? To the top, you had 42 bars of 4-hour price action. You had 7 days of pretty much straight up. where it was easy money. There's no guarantee you're going to get that every time, but you get above your 4-hour cloud system right here. That's good. You got above it over here, cleared your trailing line. 26 bars back. So right there, the 26 bars right there was telling you had pretty easy money right here. Real easy money right here, but that was almost guaranteed money. Starbucks back in the 4-hour buy. Let's see. Nah, I don't think so, Starbucks. No thanks. You're below the daily 18 now. I'm out. Selling off. I don't know what the S&P is doing, but the S&P's up. Bitcoin's up 280. S&P's up slightly. That's a rebalance day. That's a volatility retrace is what that is. See this volatility oscillator right here? When that thing spikes outside of your bottom Bollinger Band, usually the next day you get some kind of bounce. I mean, it's not guaranteed, but pretty high percentage of the time. What did Orca do? I bet it went up after I sold it yesterday. Piece of crap. Orca. Not USDT, USD. Coinbase. Let me see. No, it went down some more. I'll be dang. There's that 18-day. Once you lose that, that's usually a bad sign. Especially you get 2 days below that, you're probably going to sell off a while. If your weekly chart is looking bad and weak, you've lost momentum. Now you're getting close to the bottom on the weekly momentum, but your RSI could go a lot lower. This could go a lot lower on your histograms. You haven't even went red yet on your histograms. Your oscillators getting out. It's definitely outside on a weekly basis. Could get a bounce next week. But you're on a 5-week down. So I would assume this is probably going to complete your 9 count. It could go sideways. It's kind of range bound right now. It's just kind of trading. I would look around this 4.25 zone. I barely missed that by like this 0.3 thing over here. I had a 4.25 bid, and I just missed it by 0.0003 micro pennies. I'd have been in the money right here. It touched it right here. The week of January 15th. Didn't get it. Missed it by just a little bit. I should have rounded up 4.27 or something, But just the way it goes sometimes. So anyway, we'll cut this video off and catch y'all later.